Okay, I have a clear glaze cone 4 with sgraffito carving and stencil sgraffito carving pieces. So the sgraffito carving, I will show you each piece because they're actually, everyone is different. So these are done with a black slip, and I thin the slip down, or it depends on how you look at that actually. I use underglaze, black underglaze, LUG1 from Amoco, about 30% with 60-70% of regular black slip, which is 6600 Mason stain. That's about 10% for the black. But anyway, it gives you a really nice rich black basically. So I don't do cone 6 for my sgraffito because it seems to make the black a little bit bleed into the glaze. At cone 4 like this, it's absolutely perfect. It stays exactly where you put it with no bleeding. And you get, what I mean by bleeding is you can get that sort of bluish black kind of edges to each black line kind of bleeding into the glaze a bit. There you go. So cone 4 has always done a better job for me. And it's B-Mix 5 clay, which means it's not pure white, it's a sort of creamy color. And I like that too, it sort of warms it up a little bit. It would be nice to see porcelain like this, of course, pure white. But these are my wife's pieces. So these are both my wife and I, Jackie and Vaughan. Somebody wanted one of these, so I made another one. It was in one of my videos before, and somebody wanted to buy it, and I sold it already. So, but there's another one. Cats and kittens. My wife always does this image. She really likes it. We've had a lot of kittens in our lives, and I'm not sure we'll have any more, but because that's a commitment for 20 years potentially when you get a kitten. And it is a commitment because you know it becomes a member of the family. So I carved these with a variety of tools. I've got those diamond core tools, but I also have my Kemper R2, which I think it's R2, which is my favorite tool of all time. But it wears out really quick. That's the problem with it. It's just a thin little V-shape piece of wire, and it just wears out really quick. So I wish that tool would have replacement heads instead of throwing away the whole tool. And I stilt all of these, so the glaze is on the bottom as well, so you can see there. Oops. Yeah, it's nice to get good contrast with this black as well. Now the stencil pieces, these are done by first putting a layer of black slip over the entire piece, and then you basically put paper crows down over the top of the black, and then when you peel them off after you've sprayed 3 layers of white, because it's very hard to get that white back, so you have to put 3 layers down. I used to add tin to my white slip to opacify it more, and it works. but it's hugely expensive to make that slip really white. So I just spray 3 layers over the top, and eventually I can get a kind of a nice solid white. But it means it's a lot of time to keep taking them back to the spray booth and spraying more white clay over the top. I tried dipping once as well, and that worked. It gave me a thicker coat, but the mug dissolved. You can't do a really thick coat over it, otherwise the handle will fall off, and because it gets the mug really soft again. So it has to be 3 thin coats. I probably shouldn't keep, I'm just going to whip through these quick because they're all the same. The crows are put on in different places, but basically they have the same kind of feel. The next layer down I have some bowls. Basically the same stencil. You can see the white slip on the inside there over the top of the creamy inside of the B-mix clay from Laguna. So my white slip is whiter than the B-mix clay. And I tried this for the first time, putting that kind of layer of white over the top just to give the inside a little bit more interest. Otherwise it's just a plain white. And it kind of gives it a nice feel. More of the stencil mugs. More of the pieces with the carving, sgraffito. Let's hold this close for you so you can see it. There we go. There we go again. I feed the birds on my deck, so that's why we have all these crows and other things. Except for at the moment, it's ominous because apparently there's bird flu in the bird population in Nova Scotia. Another thing to worry about. So they've asked people not to get close to the birds because they have bird flu. And then I got some more of the shallow bowls. People sometimes buy these 4 at a time, so I usually make 6 when I do them just in case. It's rare that somebody buys 4, but some more of these. So I think I got 6 of these. The white slip didn't cover up that very much. That's interesting. I brushed the white slip onto that area, but and then we don't do these very often, but somebody wanted some tiny 2.5-inch size espresso type coffee mugs. It's because of that machine that everybody's buying now, and the mug apparently has to be quite short to go underneath it. It's quite hard to throw a tiny little mug like this too, but they turned out nice. Yeah, fitting the actual images on is the hardest thing because you've got to compose your image, remember? So it's a tiny space. And finally, got the rest of the little bowls. Oops, caught myself on my pyrometer. That's another... If you ever catch yourself on that little pyrometer that sticks out their kiln, there's a good chance you're going to break it too. Here's all the debris that just fell off that when I caught it with my sleeve. But so you got to check that on. It'll tell me if it's broken, but you can easily break those after they've been thinned out quite a bit. Multiple firings, the wire seems to get thinner and thinner. espresso mugs. I thought I had more of these actually. Oh, I've got another kiln, that's right. Yeah, that's that one. Here's the other kiln. So I have a large plate covered in crows. And here's all my other little. I painted a little, you can't really see it, I don't think, maybe you can see it. I painted a little yellow on the white clay before I actually put the black down. So there's a little hint of yellow in those ones. I hope some of these are only 2.5 inches high. I'm kind of looking, thinking, I wonder if they're a bit more. He did tell me 2.5 inches. It's supposed to be espresso size. So this guy wanted 4 of these. Ah, there we go, it's the mother load. So I did a lot of crows. He wanted kind of one of each of the images that I do. It's just really sharp. You know, the black is very sharp. It was a good firing. I've been doing this clear glaze work since 1985, so it better be a good firing by now. And the rest all the way down are crow mugs, so you've already seen a bunch of these. So we'll call it quits at that point. But anyway, we've got a bunch of crows as well. So it's snowing again outside. So what a winter this year. But anyway, if you saw anything you like, the crow mugs are 42. This is Canadian dollars. So 42 for the crow mugs. The sgraffito carved pieces are anything from about 69 to 95 is my guess in all those. We have to go through and look at them because some of them are way more detailed than others. And then the little espresso ones I've never done before, so I'm going to have to take a look at these. They're probably going to be around, if there's big ones, they're half the price of the other ones, I would think. So you're talking 45, 49 in Canadian dollars. All right, okay. Thank you very much.